Craig and Loretta here. It is Tuesday the 4th of August.
Something else you can do to help people if you have any spare beds in good condition, of course. Our next guest wants them. Nicolle Edwards is the CEO and founder of RizeUp, an organisation working with Brisbane Domestic Violence Service. Good morning, Nicolle.
Hi, good morning, Loretta and Craig. How are you today?
Good. Now, why do you need these beds? What's happening?
Okay. So we work with specialist services to support families who are fleeing a violent household. So when I talk specialist service in Brisbane Domestic Violence Service and the refuges that surround, we will work all over Queensland though. And when families exit out of refuge, for example, after 12 weeks, they go out, as part of their journey, they go out onto independent living. And what that looks like for the rest of us is a completely empty house. So what we do at RizeUp is we go in and within 4 hours we completely transform that empty shell into a beautiful furniture-filled, love-filled space for the family that's about to enter and embark on the next part of their journey. And beds are a constant need, Loretta. So, on average we're needing about 5 to 7 queen beds a week and 10 to 20 singles each week. So just looking at those numbers, it's a tragedy what's happening out there in our society in terms of families fleeing domestic and family violence.
And I would imagine, you say the beds have to be in good condition, but
Absolutely.
What happens with, I suppose the disinfecting and things like that of them?
Yes, so with obviously the pandemic all around us and especially what's happening in South Brisbane, obviously during the lockdown in Queensland, what we did was we didn't shut down or anything. What we do know about domestic and family violence is it doesn't stop, it escalates in a time like that. And so what we do is we readjusted our service delivery, and obviously all the goods need to be disinfected. We do that before it gets on the truck. They must be in good, clean condition. Unfortunately, at the moment, we can't go into people's homes, so things need to be left outside for us. And, so we're looking for mattresses that aren't stained, something that you would gift to your very best friend or your mum or your friend in need. And, it's all about reinstating dignity and self-worth, isn't it? So we're wanting very, very good quality things. And if anybody's out there and they'd like to help us with any linen, new pillows, warm duvets at the moment, it's very, very chilly, and a lot of our families, we're needing to give them some warmth.
What about children's beds and cots?
Yeah, absolutely. So single beds, we're using about, almost 20 single beds every single week, Loretta. It's horrific. And cots, definitely. So the very best way that people can get in touch is through the RizeUp website, RizeUp with a Z, all as one word, or you can email donate@rizeup.com.au. And we would definitely love the support of the community to help us meet the needs of these families that are extremely vulnerable and going through a hard time.
Yeah, and in talking about that, Nicolle, has there been an increase in demand for the service?
Yeah, absolutely, Craig. So we're now working with our 1,064th family. Can you believe it? And during the lockdown and during May, what we saw that there was an increase of 27% to our service. And the needs are extremely complex and diverse. One of the biggest messages that I'd like to get across to your listeners is there is help available. So no matter what's happening in the broader community in terms of pandemic, DV Connect is an incredible service, 1-800-811-811, and there is help available. And there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and everybody deserves to live in a safe. And they deserve to feel safe, don't they?
So, that's it. And you're talking about helping people find a new home and make that fresh start and walking into a space that isn't a shell, that it's actually a place that they can feel comfortable in calling home.
Yeah, and it's about breaking the cycle, Craig, right? So what we are hearing from the frontline services is that these families are going back to the place of violence due to lack of resources. So imagine us, we've in our lifetime, we've moved so many times and we've had the support of our friends and family, to help us settle into a new area. these families that we're working with are at the greatest risk of lethality. And, they've been relocated into new areas. They don't know necessarily where the local shops are, and they don't have any friends or family. So what happens is the community steps in, even though we never meet the families that we work with. So it's good old-fashioned altruism. And it's really around the community sending really strong messages of support. We're not going to stand by, are we, as a community, condone this antisocial behaviour that is actually thriving, in the undercurrent of our society. So it's, as a collective, we're the men's and women's voices against violence, and really engaging the broader community in a really practical way. I think for so many of us, we often wonder, it's such a big and complex problem, but how can I possibly help? What you can do is you can gift something that we all have so much of everything these days, and right down to picture frames and lamps and all sorts of things that you don't need anymore. If it's in beautiful, good condition, you donate it to Rise Up. And what's the most amazing thing is that you can go onto our Facebook page, and there is the lamp that you donated, or there's the bed and the lounge, and you can see for yourself that it's gone into a home that's very much needed for a family who is on that healing journey. And we need to sort of lean into the space of trauma recovery, and through this really practical mechanism, the community's taking a really active stance against domestic and family violence, and we're helping these vulnerable families.
Exactly, and we can all play a part in doing so.
Yeah,
Nicolle, thanks for the work that you're doing,
absolutely.
and for speaking
Thank
with us this
you.
morning.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thanks very much, you too, and have a really fantastic day.
We'll chat again soon. Nicolle Edwards, the Chief Executive and founder of RizeUp. So a couple of those important details for you. If there is something that you can donate, a bed and other furniture items. Obviously, they're changing a house into a home here. So donate at RizeUp, as one word, RizeUp.com.au. You can email or just do a search for RizeUp and you should be able to find them. And of course, if you are seeking help in a situation where there is domestic and family violence, do reach out for assistance. DV Connect is a good place to start. Their phone number is 1800 811 811.